Hello, welcome. It's always a pleasure to be here with you, sharing, learning. Go back on my YouTube video and look at all those videos. Every one of them is designed to give you information to live the life that you want. Again, some of it may be difficult, but God is God command, okay? And those words are designed to protect us, to have the life that we want, okay? So make sure you go on my YouTube channel as well to check out all the other videos and listen to them. Today we're going to talk about is that a woman is absolutely beautiful and perfect when she is in 100% in compliance with God. And her job, one of her job, of many jobs she has, that makes her beautiful and perfect, is that she has the ability to build up a man. You say, how so? Well, God says she is a helper. So that means if she's a helper, I can't build myself up without her. I need her to get where I need to go. If that was not the case, God would not have created her and labeled her a helpmate. So that is absolutely beautiful to have someone who wants to help you to become better, to become more. Now, this story, which is true, will give you more insight. There was this princess, and her father was a billionaire. And all the prince all over the world, nobleman, rich man, wanted to marry her. But she didn't want to marry any one of them. But there was this stable man, he was in his 40s, and then she watched him the way he was with the animals, and she liked him, and she wanted him. When she went to her father to tell her that she wants to marry this man, and her father said, absolutely not, you are a princess. You can't marry the man who take care of horses. And she said, and the father said, should you do this, I will disown you. But she didn't listen to the father, and she went for it. Now, why did she went for it? Because she saw his midot, meaning character, that he was a good man. And that's another key word of a good woman. A good woman recognizes a good man in his potential. So she said, I will marry you under one condition. He was illiterate. She said, I want you to go and learn everything there is to know about God. Because why? You can be more. Now, of course, this man was just a horseman. Okay, that's all he was. So he agreed to marry her for 1 week, and he says you have to start at the bottom alphabet. Okay, so you have to go learn alphabet. And he said, how can I go sit with a bunch of kids learning alphabet? You know, that's embarrassing. So she said, take the donkey, put a pot of flour on that donkey, and go walk the town. And he said, well, they'll laugh at me. She says, just do as I ask you, please. So he obeyed and listened to his wife, and he did that. So the first day, they all were laughing at him. Oh, look at him. He has a pot of flour on top of the donkey walking through town. The first day, everybody's laughing. The second day, 90% were laughing. The third day, 80% were laughing. The fourth day, 50%, and so on until everybody got used to it. No one was laughing. And she said, you see, at the beginning, they may laugh at you, but at the end, they won't. So he agreed, and he went. He went away for 12 years to learn about God, to refine himself, to become a man of God. So one day, he was coming home after 12 years, and his wife had a visitor, and they were talking, and she was excited, of course, to hear say that her husband was coming home. And the friend says, and she said to the friend, well, I would tell my husband to go another 12 years if he was here. So when he was outside the door, he heard that, and he went back for another 12 years. So he spent 24 years away from his wife. Meanwhile, remember, she was disowned by her father. So she was living in complete poverty. She was sleeping on straws. You know, she was living in a shed, no doors, no windows, absolutely nothing. I mean, for 24 years, this woman stood by his side in poverty. 24 years. Because why? She understood that she can make him into a great man. So after he finished, he came back. He became one of the greatest sages, the greatest holy man in Jewish history. Okay, his name is Rabbi Akiva. And this man became so great that he had a bunch of people who admire him because he was one of those greatest leaders. In other words, he became the Pope, if you want to understand the magnitude, from being a man who took care of horses to becoming the Pope of the country. Now, the father-in-law, of course, was against it. And then when what happened, the father-in-law found out that my son-in-law, who used to take care of my horses, is now like the Pope, the greatest man, holy man in the country. He became wealthy because the father gave him the money. He had power, he had prestige, and above all, he was a man of God. But look what she did to him. She built him up, because a woman has tremendous power to take a man from a place that he doesn't belong and move him out of that place or darkness or in the wrong direction into the right place. Now, this is only if this is a righteous woman, because why? She is seeing this man through spiritual eyes, through holy eyes, through God eyes, not through the world eyes. Because of that reason, he became famous. He was with God, a man of God, and very wealthy, and people admired this man. Now, what did she see that other could not see? What did she see in him that she could not see in these prince that was coming and these rich men, noblemen wanted to marry her? Because she had spiritual eyes to see goodness and greatness in this man. And this is the power of a woman who decides to listen and follow God. And when she does that, she can take a man that has the potential and turn him into a king. Because this is her purpose, is to help that man to develop into his purpose. In the Jewish world, the woman, listen to this, how beautiful the woman is. When they get married, that the man, of course, is supposed to provide her with a home, a house, and clothing, furniture, and intimacy. That is his obligation. But when a holy woman decides to marry one of these men who decide to listen and learn about God all day, she goes out and work and allow this man to go learn about God to become great. He could not do it without her, and then giving him children on top of that. Because why? It is a commandment for a woman, for a man to get married, to have one boy and one girl in the Jewish world. It is a command. Now, look what this woman is giving this man who had absolutely nothing. Because when you do not have your helpmate, your soulmate, your wife, your wall, your home, because that's what she's called, a home as well, you are incomplete. If you were complete, God would not have created this woman to bring you where you need to be. She is your anchor. She is the one that's going to get you there. And there's nothing more beautiful when you are in a state where you feel powerless, you feel defeated, and you have this perfect woman, this holy woman that's next to you, that's encouraging you and standing by your side no matter what is going on. She's got your back. And that within itself, it gives the man tremendous amount of power. When you have a woman like that and she tells you you can jump out the window and fly like Superman, you could come close to believing it, because this is how good she makes you feel. She makes you feel like you can fly, because that is her job, part of one of the jobs that makes her so phenomenal and awesome, perfect. And without that, and without experiencing that, gentlemen, and I know many of you who may see women in a different light, that's because you decide to go against what God said, what the definition of a good woman is according to God. You went after the woman that was the definition of Satan, not God. These women are worth it 100%. A matter of fact, they are life themselves. Without them, you will never know what true life means to be in this physical world. Because women give life, not only physically, but also they give life to your purpose, to meaning, to accomplishing what God created men to do. This is their role, of many roles they have, but they are the backbone that will make you grow wings and fly. Without them, you're just a pigeon without wings. I'll see you next time. God bless. Remember, share, talk, discuss.